I look naked. I'm not naked. I have a shirt on. Oh. It's just my hair trying to hide my crazy arms. Oh my gosh. I just don't know. My goodness, you guys, I'm so awkward at this. Oh, there's such a reason I don't get in front of the camera. I never know what I'm doing. Okay. Hi, guys. It's Liz, your official craft nerd, feeling extra nerdy today, and actually super excited because the video that you're about to see is in collaboration with my good buddy Theresa over at Our Green Acres. And if y'all love that vintage shabby chic look that I am so obsessed with, you are going to love, love, love her channel. So if you don't already know who she is, definitely make sure you check her out. I will talk a little bit more about her in the video, but I just want to say thank you first and foremost, Theresa, for doing this with me. Again, super honored, super humbled to do this. But you guys, I'm so excited. This video is like by far probably one of my favorites because it's doing some flips of some things that I found, and I just love taking something that's old and discarded that people, don't think is pretty anymore or whatever, and just giving it new life. So it's definitely been fun. So I really, really hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you are new here, welcome. If you're coming from Theresa's channel, oh my gosh, welcome. I hope you guys stick around. Please hit that like button and subscribe. I definitely want to make sure that these videos get out there more and more and more. And the more that you guys like the videos, the more YouTube will push them. So definitely want to be able to continue bringing new fun content for you guys. And of course, the shabby chic goodness that we all love. And I've kind of started switching it up a little bit and calling it vintage shab chic, because that's kind of, I think, the flow that I'm going with. I love a lot of vintage, and of course I love the shabby chic, so we're just going to throw it all together and make our own thing. So anyway, you guys, for all of my viewers that continuously come and support me every single week, I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all your kind words and your beautiful comments that you leave me. Without having you guys here, I wouldn't even be doing this. So I appreciate each and every one of you, and you guys, let's just get on into it. So let's do it. Okay, my nerdy family, this first one I am just obsessed with. So we had a brand new Goodwill store open up down the road from me about a week ago, and I found this there. Didn't have a price on it, didn't have a sold sign, nothing, but I was like, I need this so bad. I know I could flip it. And they ended up selling it to me for like $5, so great deal. What I did was took it out to my garage, and I knew I just wanted it straight up white, so that's all I did. You saw that it had the blue shelf and the blue drawer, but I just spray painted it all one white color. My vision for this immediately was going to be using those rub-on transfers that I talked about before. They are absolutely amazing. I am in love with these transfers, and I knew that this one was going to be perfect for this table. Now, this particular one did have, it said welcome at the bottom. I just cut that out because, again, I wasn't planning on using that for a sign. I just loved these flowers and these little cherubs, and I just thought it would be perfect for this table. So again, what I did was place it down in the center, and as you can see, I'm just kind of using my little Cricut scraper tool there to just rub this down as hard as I could, but not, going crazy, of course, but just to get that transfer off. Now, like in my last piece, when I use these transfers, they do take a little bit of elbow grease. I mean, you do have to put some work into it to make sure that these get put down and that they stay down. And truthfully, they're so detailed. I think that's probably another reason I love these so much. They're so detailed, but you have to be very, you know, cautious with this. And I say cautious as in be patient. You know, don't get in a hurry to try to, you know, get these down and rip them up real quick, because you're going to rip up and stretch out little pieces of this detail, and you don't want to do that. So take your time. Of course, the video is sped up, so I'm actually not moving this fast on here, but definitely take your time when placing down these decals. The end game for these is so worth it, in my opinion. I think these are so, they're just so pretty, and there's so many different styles out there. I do have these ones listed down in my Amazon store if you're interested in them. The pack that I got this one in came in a 4-pack, so I believe it was like $25 for a 4-pack, but they are all this size. They're very big, and they're meant for either doing large signs or furniture. So again, this worked out so beautifully for this table. I'm obsessed. I could sit here and talk about it, I think, all day long. But as you can see, I'm just, again, working on this, taking my time, gently lifting it up and kind of smoothing out any kind of wrinkles or, you know, anything that seems to try to pull up on me. When it's all said and done and this is all placed out, I mean, you can hardly even tell that these are transfers. I mean, it's amazing how seamlessly these go on and how beautiful they look in the long run. Like, they are just amazing. I honestly, they should sponsor me for using these, I swear to you, because I am just in love with them, and I could just sit here and gush about them forever. But as you can tell, I'm just kind of finishing this up. It probably took me about a good 30 minutes to fully get this down and, you know, completed the way that I wanted it. So, you know, like I said, you got to take your time. But look at this, you guys. I mean, it is just so beautiful. Like, I'm obsessed with this. I love this table. And it was as simple as adding some spray paint and a detail, like a decal, like a rub-on transfer, that just gave this brand new life. Okay guys, so like I said in the beginning of the video, this is in collaboration with Theresa over at Our Green Acres. She is the queen of shabby chic. I have yet to find anybody else that could top her. I'm obsessed. I mean, I am just in love with what she creates. She does a lot of flipping of just ordinary household items, things that she finds in sales and barn sales and things like that. And it is amazing the stuff that she picks up and she finds and what she does to it. And you guys, it is as simple, like I said, adding some paint to it or a detail or a stencil, whatever it may be, to give things new life. And she does that. So this is just a little kind of clip of, you know, some of the beautiful things that she does. I mean, you could sit there and watch her channel all day, and I will admit that I've done that. I just get so inspired when I watch her, and I'm just obsessed. So Theresa, again, thank you for working with me, and friends, please make sure you check her out. So the last little detail is I added a handle to this drawer. Now, it didn't have one when I picked it up. I have this little tiny handle that came on a little raw wood drawer set that Hobby Lobby sells. And I just simply took it off one of the drawers and drilled 2 new holes into this drawer and placed it in there. And I think it worked out beautifully for this piece. And this is what she looks like. Like I said, I'm so super obsessed. I hope that whoever gets her and takes her into their home is going to love her just as much as I did in creating her. So she is just simply a beautiful piece. And yes, you hear me calling her because, I mean, I gave this thing life, y'all. I just love it. So you'll have to tell me what you think about this piece down below. I'm just, oh my gosh, you guys, just obsessed. Okay, these next couple projects, super fast, super easy. I just took this Rust-Oleum spray paint. I found this giant rooster at Goodwill for like a couple bucks. Nothing old or anything. This is from like Walmart or something. But give it a coat of that spray paint and this rooster has a new life. I love this copper tone. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and it just definitely did wonders for this. Now I did the same thing with a pair of kids' rain boots. This was inspired by Theresa. I've seen her use rain boots before. I just used this one little kid's rain boot, gave it a coat of that spray paint, and you guys, this made me think of like the little bronze shoes like my parents have of me from when I was a baby. Oh, I just love it. But see how beautiful of a planter that turned out? Oh my gosh. Now this, you guys know how I love to put in projects that, you know, I'm never 100% on. You know, sometimes I'm just like, why did I even bother making this? Or I just, you know, not particularly obsessed with, like I am with a lot of other things. But this, I don't know. The end game, I did end up liking it, but I'm going to tell you, like, it was a struggle. So anyway, this box, I found it at Goodwill. I think it was like $2 or $3. And it was just this cute, to me, it just made me think of like a little tiny mini bread box, but it was, I think it's like for maybe recipes, like the recipe cards. Either way, super cute. I sanded it down and wanted to get that gloss shine thing off of it, and decided I want to make this dark. I wanted to stain it up. Well, I'm using my antique wax here, and I just put a coat on one side. Just wanted to see what it would do. Wiped it off, and I was like, it's not as dark and deep as I wanted it to be. So I'm like, oh, okay. I did not have any more brown paint anywhere. All I had was this, and I can't even remember the name of this color right now. But for the sake of just this video, I'm going to call it baby poo. I think the color is just gross. I don't know why I picked it up. It's not my favorite. It's just got that mustardy, brownish, just, I don't know. You guys, I thought this was so ugly. I painted this whole thing with this color, but I did have a method to my madness. So the idea was to give it this top coat with this brownish color, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to take my antique wax again and go over that with that, the darker antique wax, you know, just trying to darken it up. Like that was just really my whole thing. Like, reality is I probably should have just sanded this whole thing down really good and just took an actual wood stain, which I do have some nice wood stains, and just use that. Wasn't thinking. Y'all know sometimes I just really just make things harder on myself. So in any case, that's what I did. I coated it all up with the antique wax. Then I decided that I needed to paint the inside of this box too. And because the base of it, like in the mid or the bottom of it, it was white, I decided just to go ahead and use white paint and paint on the inside of the box. Now I started getting it on the inside of that lid, so that made me go ahead and paint the lid. And then I don't know, it was just like one thing after another. Like, you know, I was getting the white paint on edges and it just started looking really weird. And so I was like, okay, no, we're just gonna make this look like it was done on purpose. So now I'm just gonna dry brush this white paint just all over the box. And you know, I kind of figured it would help break up just the weirdness of the color, because for as much as I love antiquing wax and using it, I don't know, maybe it was just because of the baby poo color that's underneath of it or whatever, but it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to today. So whatever, we're gonna fix it, we're gonna make it work. So once that's all done, I took my sanding block and I just sanded the crud out of this whole box, and I wasn't worried if paint was chipping up and things, you know, edges were showing or anything like that, because first of all, you guys know, most of you know, I love things that look worn out and, you know, used and have a story. So I felt like when this was done, it was so banged up looking and everything that it definitely was what I was going for. So now I take this rub-on transfer from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use that to put on the front of my box. Now I believe this is one from, I want to say this was like a spring rub-on transfer, but I just cut out anything that said spring on it or whatever. I just wanted some of the floral and the butterfly and all of that. So after I started using my little scraper tool from Cricut, I went ahead and moved over to this other tool. I just grabbed it like right out of my Cricut. I'm telling you guys, I use my Cricut tools for more things outside of Cricut purposes. Sorry, Cricut. But you know, it gets the job done. So I'm just basically rubbing over it with this tool, you know, as if I was drawing or writing, and it definitely helps to get that decal down and into those crevices and everything like I wanted them to. Now I knew that this was going to not be like really bright or vibrant, but that was kind of the whole point. I like that it's kind of muted and old looking, and like I said, you can tell this whole thing just looked beat up, worn out, and it's exactly what I was hoping for. So this is my little love-hate child, you know. Hated it in the beginning, and now I kind of really adore it. So that's it, you guys, for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and again, if you're new, I really hope you stick around. So please hit the like button, hit subscribe, you know, the whole shebang. I'm not going to beg, but I hope you stay and join my nerdy family, and just let me know what you guys think of these projects this time around. Super simple. I hope it inspires you that you can definitely take older pieces, or even if it's something newer that just, you know, could use an update, and all it takes is a little paint and, you know, maybe some transfers or a stencil or something, and you give things new life. So again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna let you just enjoy the rest of this, and until next time, y'all, stay safe.